Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about how you can start writing your first SAS code. So before going to giving the introduction about how to you can start SAS coding, I just wanted to highlight few points. So in SAS programming, there are two blocks. One is the data step blocks. The use of the data step block is for creation and manipulation of the data, and it always start with the data statement. Whereas the procedure block is a second block, and the use of procedure block is for analysis and reporting, and it always start with the proc statement. So I just wanted to start with the data step statement. So I am for the data entry, suppose I have a data where the name, age, height and weight of multiple records are present. So how you can do that in SAS programming. So I have to write first the data step statement, and for that you have to write data. As I said, it always start with the data statement. You have to write the library name. If you are using work library, you really don't need to mention work library, and I'm writing class. So this data will generated in work library, and the name of this data will be class. And for that, if you are entering your raw data, you have to put input statement, and you have to write the variables name, for example, name, age, height and weight. So I wanted to record these variables, and there are multiple entries. So these name is a character variable, and rest three of them are actually numeric variables. For every character variables, you have to write a dollar sign to specify that this variable is a character variable. And before starting the real data entry, you have to write a data lines statements, and you have to end. So you can see that always every statement is ending with a semicolon here. And now you can start entry of your data. Suppose name is Mike, age is 23, height is 125 and weight is 145. And likewise you have second data, age is 32, 134, 150, likewise. So I'm going to copy paste here, like just to make it simple, multiple time. So you can enter data like this, and it will always end with a semicolon, and all the data statements will end with a run statement, and it's again at the end you have to put a semicolon. So this is how a data is generated through the SAS coding, and when you select this one and run, you can see, so a data is actually file is generated in work library with all the variables here. And you can go into the library and you can see, so there is a class data set. Suppose you are interested in basically exploring the data from existing library. So what will be the step for that? Again, you have to start your statement with the data statement. You have to write the name of the library, and you have to write the name of the data file here that will be generated, and you have to end your statement with semicolon, as every statement ends with the semicolon. And for accessing your data from existing library, you have to use set statement, and again you have to write existing library. I'm going to use the library SAS help, where this air data set is actually present. So you can write here SAS help, that is name of the library, and then you have to write the name of the data set and end with the semicolon. And this statement will end with a run statement, and this data step block is actually completed. So when you run this statement, a new data set will be generated, name air new, here, and this data set is actually accessed and retrieved from this set statement. And finally this data set is generated, and you can go and check in the work library that this air new data set is generated. And third possibility is that, like, if you have a data set outside in the external drive or external file, how you can do that. So for that, you need again the data statement here and name of the data set that you wanted to generate. So I'm generating in work library, and name of that data set is example. And you can see, and for that you have to write in file statement, and for that you have to define the location of that file in your computer. So suppose this is the test data set. You can see I'm opening here. So this is the raw data set that is actually saved here. So I'm going to write the location of this file, so I can get information of the location of file after getting the properties of that file. And after that, you can write the location of this file within in file statement and end with the semicolon, and you have to again define the all the data sets. So the name variable, and again the height and weight. So since name is a character variable, you have to write a dollar sign here, and the rest of two are actually numeric, and then you have to write a run statement. So this is completed. So when you run this program, this is how you are accessing a data sets, from outside the SAS program, and from some external files. You are getting access through this. So when you run this program, you will see a new data set example is generated, and this data set again is stored in the work library. This library is opening. So here an example is saved here as well. So this is how you can write a simple programming in the SAS, and this will be beginning of your writing of the SAS code.